Long way, get this shit a long way, shit a long way. Long way, hit it long way, 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 shit long way, long shit long way, long way, long way, long way, long way, long way, shit a long way. Gotta get the shit a long way, gotta get the shit long, finish rich, yeah. Gotta get the shit a long way, get the shit a long. She don't really understand, man. Gotta know but she don't really understand, man. Gotta get a meal, but she don't understand. She be tripping every day, she be tripping every way. But I gotta get this shit a long way, tryna get money every single way, tryna get money every single day, get money every single way, every day. Every day we gotta get paid, yeah. Every day we gotta get paid, yeah. I'm feeling like we be the new slaves. No, we gotta finish rich. No, we gotta finish rich. Got a new bitch, she don't understand. She don't understand. She's gotta get rich. She don't understand. Sometimes we gotta hit lit. No, we ain't hit lit. Tryna get the long way, yeah. Tryna get the shit the long way, yeah. Coach is tryna wrap up a entree, yeah. Told you the other day that did my phone strong. We gon' shoot the long way, we gon' get the long way, yeah. Yeah, get the shit long way. My bitch be tripping back and forth like a phone way. My name is Tari, I ain't playing games, so I'm done Tari. Yesterday she told me that she about to leave, man. I said fuck it, bitch, we gonna get some money. I said fuck it, bitch, I'm about to get some money. So what I do today, I want to get some money, yeah. Cause we gon' get this shit the long way, we gon' get shit the long way, yeah. Back and forth like the pong way, yeah. Man, I'ma get this shit the long way, get this shit the long way. Just the only way today, because they go with shit's crazy. We gotta wear masks, we the new slaves, and we be wearing this shit like every day. We be okay, we gon' be okay, they gon' be okay, they gon' be okay for me, yeah. So we gon' get this shit the long way, we gon' get this shit long way, we gon' get this shit the long way, we gon' get this shit the long way, yeah, we get shit the long way, yeah. Cause we gon' be okay, we gon' be okay, yeah, we gon' get the long way, yeah.
Hey, what up, everybody? What's going on? Welcome to another edition of Savings Minus Debt. I'm your host and founder, LJ Young. How you doing? Welcome. What do I do? What does LJ do? Let me put this mic down so it can be still. 1 second here. Let me get this over here. All right, what do I do? First of all, SMD is not me. SMD is a family of people that think like me. What's up, Robert? First one in the house. That think like me. And what is that? And what that is that I share my gift. And my gift is that I understand that capitalism is psychological, split into two parts, positive and negative. All right. The people that live on the negative side are called debt slaves. Debt slaves are people that believe they can save for retirement while having a mortgage, student loan debt. People that believe they can buy houses with mortgages. People that believe they can buy cars with car loans while having gap insurance. People who finance phones every year. Those are called debt slaves. Now, debt slaves are people that think they can own with no money of their own. That's debt slaves. Everything I just described. Everything I'm saying is mathematically true. I want to make sure that's clear. All right. So I was a debt slave for the majority from 18 till about age 40. All right. Now, debt slaves don't know that they're debt slaves. I didn't know I was a debt slave, right? You just worshiping the credit gods, credit scores. You can't buy anything or get anything without credit. I was that person, right? I was a college educated, six-figure earning debt slave. All right. That was me. Anyway, I woke up, long story short, I woke up, found Dave Ramsey. Dave Ramsey basically says, these are my words, not his, okay? Make sure that's clear. Basically says, take the calculator and his baby steps and get out of debt. And that's what I did. right? I would said, okay, I'm saying it's easy enough, but getting out of debt is not hard. There's many pieces that go on in there. Anyway, until I got to part of Mr. Ramsey's plan where he says, well, when you get down to your mortgage, start putting away 15% into retirement. But since I was following the calculator the whole time to get out of debt, when I put in the mortgage payment minus the mortgage balance and hit equal, that's a large negative number on the calculator, Dave. I don't have 15% of anything to put anywhere. That's where I left. I said, oh, that's part of Dave Ramsey's business plan. Because as soon as things don't start making sense, that means it's probably business. And no, it's not a problem. It is what it is. That's where I just leave. Nobody there's nobody on Dave's team that's going to be able to break the laws of mathematics. So I just said, okay, I'm going to leave. I came to the other side of zero. And then I realized once I got to the positive side, I realized I own the business of myself now in the United States of America. You're probably thinking, what do you mean by that, LJ? My credit report shows I have no owners. That's what a credit report really is. You guys, debt slaves don't know this. I'm talking to the people that might be over here on the positive side, already know that. But now I understand that credit reports are owner ledgers. They just keep track of all the businesses that own you and how much, and the credit scores are reward points for staying in debt with the businesses that own you on your credit report. That's all. They're just rewarding you for paying them interest. And it's just business, nothing personal. It's a choice. I chose to be a debt slave by not trusting the calculator. The system didn't trick me. It didn't do anything. Taxes didn't keep me down. It wasn't where I lived. No, I just chose not to trust the calculator. If I would have just opened up the calculator, put in my mortgage payment minus my mortgage balance and hit equal, all I had to do was believe the negative number that was being shown to me on the calculator and say, hey, I don't own nothing. That means I am owned. Like, put it this way. Okay. I'm going to give you guys a debt slaves. I'm talking to you. Okay. Say like your mortgage was your only debt. Okay. Say like you had no other debt but your mortgage. All right. Now, if you open up the calculator and put in your mortgage payment minus your mortgage balance and hit equal, you see that number right there? That's how much it costs to own you. They bought you through the house. No, excuse me. You sold yourself using the house to the bank. They didn't force you to do anything. Okay. So I'm gonna make sure I say that right. You sold yourself to the bank for a house. That's what that large negative number means. All I had to do was just believe it. And I'm like, hey, I don't own nothing. And then I would have just woke up. So now what do? I help people come over here, positive side, create, own the business of themselves, number one, so they can understand what that is and what it feels like to own yourself, because you got to get used to it. Because my credit report proves that I own the business of myself. It shows I have, that's why I'm the only one on the internet that probably, I'm gonna just guess, okay? I'm one of the very rare few that has probably shown their entire credit report on a video for everybody to see. The reason why I do that is to show you guys that I own the business of myself. That's evidence. Hey, listen, as far as I know, as far as credit history, I've never heard once somebody hacking the credit report and scrambling up debt numbers and stuff. I've never heard that happening. So I'm gonna trust that system right there. I trust it. So my credit report says I own me. Once I bring the person over and understand that, and then they understand that there's a psychological piece that debt slaves don't know. Debt slaves don't know that they're debt slaves. You can go up to any, listen, you can go up to any, and it doesn't matter, personal or business. Debt slaves don't own nothing, not even themselves. So they don't even own themselves, right? And then you guys go over to the other side talking about business. You can't own a business outside of yourself if you don't own the business of yourself. Where you live. This is the USA. So now you guys think you can get equity and renters, open up a mortgage or rental property. You can't profit off a mortgage rental property. Who told you that? You're friends with mortgage rental properties? You're probably thinking, well, LJ, they're showing me numbers on pieces of paper and bank statements that they're profiting. Is the calculator saying the same thing to them? Is the calculator agreeing with their paperwork? If it's not, who cares what's on the paperwork? It's whatever they believe it's on there. That's the psychological part. They don't know that. They don't know. You can't profit for something. You cannot profit from something you didn't have the money to buy. Anybody telling you that, you turn to them and say, do you have mortgage rental properties? If they say yes, that's why they're telling you that, because they have mortgage rental properties. That's part of the program. They're supposed to tell you that. You don't have, and listen, I'm not saying don't be part of that. I'm just saying know that. If you decide to mortgage a rental property, whatever, just understand that you cannot profit until the bank is getting all their money back first, because you needed to ask them to get it. They have the money, you don't, and you think you're going to profit before the people with the money? No, you're not. Now, this week right here, man, let me tell you guys something. This week right here is going to be a life-changing week for me. You guys, it's huge. Huge. I'm excited. There's no when you guys let me add something here too. When you come to the positive side, there's a thing called fears, okay? FEARS, and this is what I've always been saying this for years. False evidence appearing real psychologically. Okay, those are fears. Now, when you come to the positive side, all you want is positivity in your life. That's all you want. You just strive for it. And then it's quick. Once you start filling your life with positivity, it's easy to spot the things that are not. This week for me is removing one of my biggest ever in my life. Now I have no more at all. I have no more fears in my life. That means the roof is off. The psychological roof that I've been putting over my head has been removed because it was put there by me. I put it there. Once you look in the mirror, you're like, hey, I did that. Why? Because I allowed it. God gave us all the freedom of choice, all of us. No matter what's happening in your life, you always have a choice. Never forget that, ever, ever. I will never in my life ever forget that ever again, ever. Always remember that. Now I have absolutely no limits, none. You guys have no idea what's going to happen for me in 2024. You guys have no idea. What's up, Nick? When you guys cross to the positive side of the economy, there's a whole nother piece. Sure is. It's another piece. I didn't even know. Debt slaves, listen, debt slaves don't know that they're debt slaves. That's why they're panicking. That's why you guys are panicking about this. Now that the student loan payments have started, mm, mm, mm. I can only imagine the anxiety right now. Anxiety is bad too. You know, when you don't have anxiety in your life and then you hear about people with it, you're like, hey man, why don't them people stop tripping, you know? And then when you have it in your life, you're like, oh, that's real. That's real. Anxiety is real. My life change has humbled me. That's why, when I say humble, don't get me wrong. I'm gonna still talk about debt slave because it's a choice. That's what allows me to take my feelings out of it. If I show you the calculator and you say, LJ, I still don't believe you, that just removes all the, I don't have to, you're disagreeing with the calculator? Yeah, okay. 3.5 years of no payments. 3.5 years of no payments. Not only no payments, no interest. And what'd you go do? Finance more shit, get a better car, better place, new furniture, washer and dryer. Believed all the videos. Hey, now that you don't have payments, now you have extra money to do XYZ. You don't have extra money of nothing. Debt slaves don't have no money. Do you guys understand that? That's why you're nervous about the payments. Because it's you. If you didn't pay, listen, if you didn't pay nothing on your student loan debt, and I always like to reiterate this, in order for the student loan payments to stop and the interest, the entire world had to stop. You guys understand the severity of that? That's what it took. The world had to stop. Now that it has started, now you know what's going to take it to stop it again. None of us will probably be here. My videos will be, probably not me though, because I'm 53. You guys missed it. Don't you listen? Don't you guys see how they're treating you right now? You can't get to information. Nobody's calling me back. Listen, you don't have to be part of any of that. They only do debt slaves like that. Do you guys see how they do you? But you choose it. Now, don't get me wrong. Don't make me think I don't want you to sound like I'm saying, oh, you companies are big, bad, and evil. I don't care what they do to you guys. That's between you and them. That has absolutely nothing to do with me or people like me that don't have student loan debt. How do we not have student loan debt? Because we paid it off. That's what we did. When I hear all that stuff going on in the news and different people's, that's horrible. I'm just eating popcorn. I'm watching you guys. I'm just, okay, what are you guys going to do when they do that? And then when you go out in the streets and start marching, what do you think that's going to do? That's not going to do anything. Did you know there people with no student loan debt, they don't listen to any of the news, they don't watch anything about it because it doesn't concern us. What's up, Owen? Now these student loan payments are due now, man. Then they give you guys some breaks. Hey, we're not going to report it to your credit report. That's all interest has started September 1st. Do you guys know that if you don't pay, that's more money? Hey, listen, I'm investing and I don't know how to do it yet, but I'm gonna figure it out because that's forever money. The majority of you guys don't want to pay it back, have made up in your mind that you're not going to pay it back. Oh, I'm gonna just die with it. Imagine how many people, you know how many people you know how many of you guys have said, I'm just going to die with it. You know what you're saying? I'm just going to die a debt slave, never knowing what financial freedom ever feels like. Because you hear what I'm saying right now on the mic, you will never know what I'm talking about ever. There's no class you can take. There's no university teaching it. It doesn't exist for you. Well, excuse me, no university that you'll ever hear of, or probably me. Well, I will one day for sure. That's a fact. I will definitely know one day what those universities are, where they're located, everything. Soon as they hear me speak, they're going to know that I know. Maybe want to figure out, how did you figure that out? I don't even know. What's up, Luminoff? Untitled? Man, they just get you right at 18 too. That is bananas how it works. It's like right at 18. Debt slaves, you guys ain't got no money today. Like eh, all you got to do is this look. Okay, if you're a kid and look at your parents and then you and say, are my parents broke? That means you're born into debt because they're broke. That means you're born into debt. You don't know that. So of course, by the time, and this is all you have to do, determine if your parents are broke, and then turn to them and say, "Mom, Dad, do you guys still have your student loan debt?" If they tell you yes, you know for a fact right there you have been born into debt. Believe that. Of course, you're not going to have money by the time you're 18 in college. Guess what you're going to do? Borrow more money. That's just how it works. Tell you all your life, hey, you ain't going to be shit unless you get a college degree. Of course, you're going to believe it. Says who? The TV? Who says you ain't gonna be shit if you don't have a college degree? Who? People, debt slaves? Anybody telling you about college degrees, you turn to them and say, do you got student loan debt? If they tell you yes, and they graduated 20 years ago, you better not listen to them. And if they, because people love to tell you, well, they don't tell you, but you can just do the math. If they have gray hair and they went to college right out of high school, you could just do the math right there. You don't need to know you don't even need to know their exact numbers. You're a doctor? Yeah, and you're still paying on your student loan debt? Hey, listen, when you guys go, okay, I'm gonna give you guys something to go with, okay? Go to any doctor channel, okay? Any doctor channel talking about they have student loan debt and what they're doing. This is what I want you to do. Because they always love to tell you how much it is, so it can just blow your mind, right? Wait till they tell you how much their yearly salary is. Okay. When they tell you their yearly salary, you do the math. If you took their yearly salary every year, how fast could they pay off their student loan debt? Okay. They could do it in a few years, but yet they're not. And they're giving you financial advice that doesn't make any sense. Here, let me give you an example. Say like there was a doctor that made $200,000. I'm gonna be modest, $200,000 a year. Now the big ones usually come up there. I'm gonna say $300,000 a year. And the doctor says, hey, by the way, I have $500,000 in student loan debt. But they're telling you about investing and doing all this other stuff. You got to think to yourself, wait a minute. That doctor could pay off their student loan debt in 3 years. Why are they doing other things talking about they're making profit? They're not. All you got to do is just stop there. Why are they not doing that? They make $300,000 a year. They have $500,000 in student loan debt. They could get rid of that in like 3 years. Why are they not doing that? Because they're doctors who are debt slaves. That's why. They're telling you about investing and over a year, it disappreciates 5, 6 years. You can pay off that student loan debt in 3. There is no other investment that they're talking about that would out invest that. There are thousands of doctors channels telling you guys to do that dumb shit. Do you guys realize that? Don't even make any sense at all. I want you guys to understand another thing. Debt slaves cannot reduce their tax bracket too. Do you guys know that? You guys, I know you guys don't know that. I'm just telling you guys. That's a fact. They cannot reduce the so when you listen to a doctor who's deep in debt talking about student loan debt and they make $300,000 a year, guess what? They cannot reduce their personal tax bracket. So they're way up there, paying the highest of taxes and can't do nothing about it. Tell you about investing and you're listening to them because they're doctors. It doesn't matter what a debt slave profession is. Stop being impressed by professional debt slaves. Stop. Believe it or not, doctors are scared too about student loan payments resuming. They're the most terrified because they got the biggest ones. Do you guys understand? Doctors who are in debt, student loan debt, they are the best debt slaves. Best. You know, when I go to hospitals now, I know I'm gonna share something with you guys that you guys can't see. Okay, debt slaves, we can see you guys, debt slaves. We can see you, the people that are on the positive side of the economy. We can see you, but you can't see us. Let me tell you what the difference is. Our people on the positive side, we have no stress in our lives, except the stress that we probably cause ourselves. But we have no stress in our lives. We don't have nothing to do with debt stress. Some of us have relations, probably getting rid of that. We don't allow that in our lives. Sleep is number one. I get plenty of sleep, plenty. That's number one. When I go to the hospital and I see a doctor that looks tired, I get nervous. That's just my opinion. Why is that doctor looking so tired? Are they overworking him? Probably. I look for happy doctors. Hey, how you doing? Okay, that makes me more comfortable. But when they come in looking tired, you can feel like I'm just number 5672. No, I'm good with that. Right, pull out the prescription pad. Nope, I'm not doing any of that. You can keep that, doc. Keep it. Sometimes even when I go to the hospitals, I just want to walk up to the doctor and say, "Do you know I can help you? I can change your life." How many got probably pushed into the profession with student loan debt? Now they can't get out. They can't do nothing else. These are things that I think about. I always pay attention to stress levels. Do they look at the bags under their eyes? Are they wearing 5 pages and 2 phones? I'm like, hell no. Nope. Hey, we're gonna do this. That. Oh yeah, you just trying to get me. No. And it's not. I'm not saying they're doing anything on purpose. They don't know that. Especially, listen, if I find a doctor that loves what they do, but they're just buried in student loan debt and they can't really enjoy it, I can change their entire life. Listen, if you're a doctor listening to me right now, I could change your life so much the hospital will know you're different because you will be communicating with them totally, totally different, totally different. Hospitals make trillions. I don't, hey, listen, I'd rather be part of the ownership of the hospital than be a doctor. That's too much school for me. No, thank you. I can make trillions the other way. Yes. All you got to do is get a whole bunch of good doctors deep in student loan debt. You own them. I guarantee you the hospitals probably run your credit just to see something, just to see if you're buried in student loan debt. Now they know how they're going to treat you and abuse you. Yeah, you're gonna wear 5 pages, 24-hour on call. This who knows what they do? Who knows? When you're debt free and you're good at what you do, you're gonna be like, hell no, we ain't doing none of that. You got plenty of other listen, if you're really good at what you do, the good hospitals will pay for you. Okay, good hospitals gonna know if you're really good at what you do and you have absolutely no debt. They're gonna pay you what you're worth. They're gonna be the best hospital. They're just gonna get the money from. They'll have other debt slaves do the other stuff, but they're gonna treat you very different. I promise you that. They make trillions of dollars. Student loan, man, they are. Listen, the professionals, the nurses, the doctors, they're shaking in their boots. They got you guys, man. Oh, they can take. I heard they can take away your license if you stop making student loan payments. Oh hell no, no, no. Mm, that's bananas. Oh yeah, you're going and mandatory overtime. Who are you talking to? If you're a nurse and you're getting treated like that, I can change your life. If you love what you do, right? You love helping people, you love doing what you do. I promise you, your energy will be different. The hospital will pay you double. You just walk in and say, "I want double." Yeah, I want double. Yeah. Your energy will be different about the patients. The patients will feel it. They'll feel you walk in the room because you will have absolutely no stress, and you're there doing what you love, working the hours that you choose. You're not taking nothing home unless they're paying you to own 24 hours of your life. No. And there are hospitals, it has to be. There are hospitals out there that strive to be the best, and they have no problem paying the people that are good in their craft, love what they do. They will get the money triple time from your services. But if you're one of the people working all these hours, now you're thinking about what am I going to do now when these student loan payments start? What am I going to do? I got to work all this overtime. Damn, just think if you're married, right? You're married with children, and now you got to work overtime. You and your husband and your wife got to spend 50 plus hours apart. That's not even including traffic time to get to and from work. Paying a mortgage on a house you guys are not even living in. That's how affairs start. But what you guys don't know is that this is why they start. You know why you guys have affairs at work? Because you guys are both at work because you guys are debt slaves. That's why you're there so much. Oh, this person understands me. That's what you think. If you guys are there at work, instead of taking a step back, hey, why are we both at work? Because we're both debt slaves. Have an affair, get caught, divorced. Now, not only are you already working overtime, now you got to pay lawyers and say, oh my God, it just goes on and on. In the meanwhile, the place you work, they're going to run you ragged. Because you come to work, oh my God, I'm going through a divorce and this and that. Oh, cha-ching, cha-ching. Now you're begging for overtime. Life doesn't have to be like that. When you become when you come to the positive side of things, you don't allow people or things or stress that's not allowed here. I always like to tell people the positives. When I say the positive side, there's a positive side of the economy, and then there's a positive side of yourself. That's where I live today. Positivity. I don't allow no negativity in my life anymore. That is not allowed. Anything that causes it, debt, especially anything that comes from you guys, man, when you get rid of debt, that's like 50, 60% of your stress. You get out of debt, you'd be like, wait a minute, rent's not that bad. Nope, it's not that expensive. It just seems like that. When you hear people talking about, oh my God, rent's so expensive over here, you turn to them and say, do you got student loan payments? If they tell you yes, that's why rent's expensive, because they have student loan payments. Man, these taxes are sure high over here. Man, oh my God. Did you finance that phone? Yeah. You get a new iPhone every year too, and you finance it, right? That's why taxes are expensive for you. Gas sure is high. Do you have car payments? Yeah, that's why gas is high for you because you didn't have the money for the car. You damn sure don't have the money for the gas. When you're on the positive side of the economy and you pull up to the pump to fill your gas tank up, you don't even look. I'm not getting into no high gas conversation at the pump. I'm not doing any of that. No. Woo, my God. How much does it cost to fill that? Oh, no, I'm not getting in that conversation. I'm getting in the car. I'm not having no debt slave conversations at the pump while you're complaining about gas in your brand new car. I'm not doing any of those kind of conversations. Anybody you hear complaining about student loan payments resuming, they have student loan debt. That's why they're talking about it. Nurses, doctors, six-figure earners, uh, people that that already have the drive to create a successful business, to do good business here. I'm looking for you guys. That's who I'm looking for. Now I know you come across a person like me, right? You've never heard what I'm talking about. It sounds crazy or whatever. Just all I'm telling you is this. Whatever I say goes with the calculator. Okay? I want to make sure that's clear. If you make money, millions, hundred thousands, thousands, billions, I don't care. And you've never heard what I'm talking about, I just want you to hear me. What I say goes along with the calculator. Now, if you think what I'm saying is crazy, what you're saying is this: the calculator's crazy. I need you guys to make sure that's clear. Like when I say, hey, my credit reports are owner ledgers. My credit report proves that I own myself because I have no owners listed. That's what the calculator says. If the calculator says, hey, zero is zero, that means nobody owns you, Linnell. But if you look on yours, say like you make 6 and 7 figures, but you look on your credit report and you don't own yourself, that should be zero. Nothing should be there. Nothing. Maybe a credit card, or two. But besides credit cards that you're paying off every month, nothing else should be there. Nothing. What's up, Omanike? Nothing should be there. That proves I own the business of myself. Now I know, listen, I know a lot of you guys look at that student loan debt and say, man, that's a lot, man. I don't think I'll ever be able to pay that off. And say like that is the case. Okay, say like that is the case, all right? At least pay off all your other debts. At least pay off all your other debts, at least. And then if you want to just accept that you're never going to pay off your student loan debt, okay, do that then. That's what you're going to do. That's what you're going to do. Some situations I understand if you're that deep and you're close up in age, but at least make that your only debt. What's up, Andre? This is it's crazy. If you guys, the majority, listen, the majority, probably not the majority, but I'm gonna say a large amount of people that you guys follow that are probably talking about student loan debt, those people usually have it. They love, I don't know why that is, why people with student loan debt love talking about how much they have. I don't really understand that part, but maybe that's a thing. Maybe they share something in common or something. I don't know. Anyway, there's a whole bunch of people like that, but then there's a lot of people on there they look like they have money, but they have student loan debt. It's like, think about it. Okay. Caleb's channel. I always like to bring this up. If he's making so much money, why does he have student loan debt? I want you guys to really think about that. Don't listen to what he's investing in and why and how much money he make. All you got to just come back to the basics. If you're making so much money, Why do you have that student loan debt? Pay it off. Oh, I can pay it off. Then do it. What are you doing? Why not? Now, always remember this. Mathematically speaking, if you have student loan debt, you cannot invest in anything else. That's what the laws of mathematics say. You can't. Thank you, Nick. Aren't you tired of just living like that? Scared? What they gonna do? I'm gonna just join the people that's not gonna pay. That every 99% of the people don't want to pay. Of course, they're gonna go with that. People don't want to pay back their student loan debt. They think there's got to be another way out. Nah, man, then you guys start talking like, I'm going to live my life. You only live once. So you're going to live your whole life a debt slave? That's what you choose. Debt slaves don't know that they say that. Oh, you only live once, man. You can't take it with you. What does that have to do with anything? With being alive? What's that have to do with nothing? It don't mean nothing. It's nothing. Listen, it's nothing compared to living free. That I'm gonna tell you that right now. Nothing. Nothing compares. You're in a whole different world. That's like you guys don't know people like us exist. You don't know that we can see you. You can't see us, but we can see you. When you guys come up with plans and investing and NFTs and different cryptocurrencies, anybody can make one at any time. Are you guys crazy? Can anybody make US dollars anytime? No? Okay. What's that tell you? The majority of you guys right now that are terrified about student loan payments resuming, you guys use buy now, pay later services right now. The majority of you guys do that right now. Businesses are thanking their lucky stars. Listen, they are thanking their lucky stars. You guys are not being forced to pay. It's a win-win for everybody. Businesses, student loan servicers, they get more interest because you guys are not going to pay. And I heard even next year that even if you don't pay, they're not going to put it on your credit report. They're not going to say, hey, this person hasn't been paying. You know what you guys are going to do? Not pay for a whole nother year. They're getting all that interest back that they lost over 3.5 years. They're getting it all. I remember even some of you guys that paid, listen, can you believe there are some of you guys that actually paid off your student loan debt during the pause and then requested the money right back? Did you hear what I said? There are some people that paid off their student loan debt during the pause and then requested the money right back, got right back on the books. I'm free. I didn't like it, so they went back into bondage. Absolutely bananas. Yep, gotta get them in the houses first. So I'm just eating popcorn. Okay, then if they get them in there, how are they going to keep them in there? How are they gonna do it? I'm just eating my popcorn. I remember, I will never forget when they first did the pause. They removed they removed the student loan debt from credit reports. I was like, why are they doing that? That makes no sense. Oh yeah, they show all zero. I was like, what? Why are they doing that? I would get some people like, hey LJ, can you help me? I would look, I would say, didn't you tell me you had student loan debt? They say, yeah, I do. I looked on all three of the credit reports, it showed zero or none. I was like, what? Okay. And then I saw the credit score improve. I was like, oh, got it. Got it. So now they can be approved for some stuff that they normally wouldn't be approved for. Oh, okay, I got it. Because what are you guys gonna do? Finance more shit. And you guys did 3.5 years of it. Wow. Buy now, pay later services. Buy now, listen, buy now, pay later services making billions of dollars, if not trillions, billions of dollars, says you guys have no money because only debt slaves, listen closely, only debt slaves use buy now, pay later services. Okay. Only debt slaves break up a pair of shoes in 4 easy payments. Only debt slaves break up a fish tank in 3 easy payments. That's why all the big businesses have them attached, because if they didn't, guess what? They wouldn't make no money, because you guys are the majority debt slaves. That means you guys have no money. That's what that means. Every time I go to Amazon, they be trying to default that radio to break up, default button to break up. Are you crazy? Do you want that to be default? No, I don't want that to be default, Amazon. You think I'm gonna break up some clippers in 4 easy payments? No, I'm just not buying the clippers. It's crazy, man. It's just, I'm thinking, okay, wait a minute. If big companies have to attach buy now, pay later services, sucking off their profits like blood sucking leeches, can you imagine? That would be horrible. I know Walmart hates that. They got this blood sucking buy now, pay later business sucking off their profits off of every purchase. Oh, I know Walmart's got to be burning to pieces. They ain't got no choice. Same goes for Amazon. Same, but you see what Apple did? Apple built their own in-house. They're like, hey, we got enough money to build our own. We're gonna keep the, you guys are not getting any of our Apple money. No, we're gonna do our own. But they knew they had to do it. That's the point. But they're the smartest because they have money. Not saying that the others don't, but they got the, Apple got the money and the technology at the same spot. That's their plus. Walmart probably would have had to hire out, and that would have took probably a very long time. I could just see that. Yeah, to make your own program to cover all this. Oh yeah, that's big bread right there, big money. So they had to sign up and make a deal with people sucking off their profits. But you know, those buy now, pay later businesses, their time is limited. As soon, listen, if it's true, if it's true that they don't, they're not going to require you guys to pay next year, or no, excuse me, require you, but not report it to the credit bureau. If that's true, that means they have about a year transitioning period to get those buy now, pay later services out, because those guys are going to be the first to get stop pay, because only debt slaves use their services, and the majority of debt slaves have student loan debt. As soon as those payments are mandatory, those buy now, pay later services are not getting paid. They're not. So collectors are going to have a field day. They're probably licking their chops on that one. because all that's going to go to bill collectors, and bill collectors are just going to go after you guys. But they made their billions of dollars, trillions. They already made their money, so it's not really a big. It's not even really a big deal. Bananas, man. How long have you? How long have you been living with this student loan debt fear? Were you dreading the day that it was going to start? Did you thank your lucky stars when the president was still pushing it down further? Like, oh, okay, we're gonna do it for another. You're like, whew, oh my God, did your anxiety level go down? Aren't you tired of living like that? Let me tell you something. Anxiety, that's that's real, man. It's real. And let me tell the people that probably have never, and I'm not saying the anxiety like it's not the anxiety like, oh my God, I'm about to get this car, or I hope I get that job. Not that type of anxiety. This is a deeper anxiety. Like, this is the type of anxiety people with student loan debt got to live with. You guys live with that. Everything you get got to be based on the percentage of the student loan debt. You can't even make, and you're a grown up. You're a grown up having to go to go by some DTI measurement, debt to income rate. Hey, well, according to this DTI, my money is this, why are you going to a chart about your money? That doesn't make any sense. Well, the DTI ratio says I can go 50%. Who said a chart said that? When you get out, listen, when you get onto the positive side and you see what a debt to income ratio chart is, that's for debt slaves. Why? Because I have no debt. There is no chart. See what I'm saying? Debt to income ratio. I remove debt. All I have is income. So now I don't have any chart. That's for you guys. That's not for me. That's for you. They have no chart to tell me how much I'm gonna put down on a house or buy or whatever. They don't know any of that until I tell them. Like, let me put it this way. Say like I decided to get a mortgage for a rental property. When the bank runs my credit, they're going to know right off the bat that I'm not a debt slave because they're going to see I have no personal debt. They're going to know right away at 53. They're going to immediately see that I own myself. They're going to see, hey, you haven't had a regular job since 2016. What have you been doing? That right there. Look. Oh, okay. So you know. Yes, I know. So you know what type of mortgage to offer me, correct? Of course. The bank knows there will be no late payments. Will they get their money? No, we're going to write up the contract, and whatever the contract says, they're going to get exactly that. Nothing less, nothing more. Period. No matter what the economy does or whatever, they're still going to get their money. They already know that beforehand. So what does that mean? That means low risk means low interest rate. They will be able to see that. They were like, oh, this is low risk. We're pretty much guaranteed to get our money. Yes. That's how it works. You don't walk into the bank crossing your fingers hoping to get a mortgage. No, what, crossing your fingers to get debt? It's so funny how the commercials are now. The person that's financing the mortgage, they're waiting for the phone call to see if they're approved. Approved for what? Some debt? You're happy about that. Woohoo! We got the house. What are you talking about? You got the house? You mean you got the mortgage? That's nothing to be happy about. Not really. Once you come to the positive side, what I do, it's more than just the positive side of the economy, it's the positive side of your life. Everything changes. People can see it, people can feel it, people can just see it in your skin, they can see it in your eyes, they can see it. They can see how you feel inside. They can see it. This is why I do this channel. Look how many videos I've made. You're probably thinking, what is he selling? What he's not selling no course. What is he doing? Changing your life. You don't even know it. That will come tenfold. Once you come to the positive side, you probably thousands of dollars probably start coming through my Cash App. Boom, boom, boom. Hey, LJ, you changed my life. Here's thousands. I love that. When somebody it's something about somebody sending a Cash App because they watch one of my videos, right? And they'll send a Cash App of some money out of nowhere. I don't even know them. LJ, man, I watched this video, man. I've been binge watching your stuff, man. Here, man, I know it ain't much. People always say, I know it ain't much, man. It's it's not even the point of the amount. It's the point is that I moved the person so much that they decided they're gonna send me some money. That is the that is the thing I'm talking about. I know I already know what's coming because I already just discovered the last piece that's going to make this whole thing complete for me. You guys don't even understand. This week is this week right here. I got this marked on my calendar as the life-changing week for me. The week that I've been waiting for. I just didn't know it. Those of you guys listening, my Cash App is savings minus debt, savings plural minus debt. Just didn't know it. Added the final piece. I remember, people were like, "Hey, LJ, when you gonna write a book? When you gonna write a book?" I wasn't feeling it, right? And people were asking me about writing this book, and I just was not. I tried a couple times, and this is the best way I can explain it to you guys. When something is right, you can just feel it, and when you do it, it flows. Okay, it just flows when it's right, right? And I knew it wasn't. I tried, it didn't fit. Now I understand why it didn't flow. Okay, which I'm gonna talk more about it on my new channel. But now I understand why it didn't flow because it wasn't ready to flow because it wasn't complete yet. There was a piece, put it this way, there was a piece that I was refusing to see. Let's put it that way. I was absolutely refusing to turn around. It was a fear. False evidence appearing real, fears, plural, false evidence appearing real psychologically. I was refusing to turn around and look at them, which is crazy, right? You don't really understand that, but again, I'm gonna explain it later. But I've been telling everybody, what's so crazy is this. I always tell the SMD family members, when there's a fear in your life, stop, turn around, and face it. And here I was not doing what I was telling the SMD family members were doing, telling them to do, and I wasn't doing. And it wasn't until I did it. It's almost like this, and not almost, it is. When you turn around on a fear that you've been running from, the fear is not there meant to scare you. It's just meant to tell you something. Hey, look, I'm here to show you something. Hey, if you just stop and listen, I'm gonna tell you something, right? I'm gonna tell you something. And that's all I had to do. Okay, what? And what I realized is this. I realized I didn't want to hear what he had to say, hear what it had to say. I don't want to say he or she. I didn't want to hear what it had to say. That's what the problem was. I refused to hear it. And until that moment happened, at that moment, my whole entire life changed with the final piece that I've been needing to even complete a book. And I'm not even saying the book is complete. I think this particular chapter of it, the first book, is complete. Now my goal is to find hopefully a really, not hopefully, because there's guaranteed to be one out there, a professional, ambitious, young book writer with already the ambition that doesn't know capitalism is psychological. Because I guarantee you this book is going to be unlike any other. I already know that today, right now. I just got to put it on paper, digital. There will be no book like it. What's up, Alonzo? Now it's ready. Just got to finish up some things this year. I'm looking at 2023, the rest of the few months. I already have a goal of what I'm going to plan to do. I'm going to work my ass off these last 3 months. Clear up all this stuff that I got going on, get it all organized. The pieces are falling in place, and bam, 2024 is my year. So crazy. It's like during the 2023, I'm saying to myself, "Oh man, I'm ready. I'm ready." You know, I kept saying it to myself, "I'm ready. I'm ready." In reality, I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready yet. I was almost ready, but I wasn't ready yet. I'm ready now. Still, when I say ready now, I'm ready now mentally. The physical, because just like I always tell you, you guys got to prepare yourself. If you ever, put it this way, if you ever want to get out of this student loan debt, okay, first you have to psychologically prepare yourself to accept that you're going to do it. That's what you got to do. Don't think about how you're going to do it, how much money it's going to take, how many hours you're going to have to work. First, you got to make up your mind to say, I'm going to pay off this student loan debt. I'm going to do that. Once you make up your mind to do that, things will start to fall in place to how you're going to do that. Now, you can come to me, and it's like stepping on the transporter beam in Star Trek. You know how they used to beam to other planets? It's like that. You can come to me, I can help you do that, or you can just try to do it by yourself, and it's going to take a longer time, but that's totally up to you. But if you come to me, I'm going to transport you into a whole different perspective. Help transport you to the positive side. Put it this way, if you're a finance professional and you never heard anybody talk like I'm talking, if you want to be the best in your area, the best in your field, outdo all your peers, they won't even know how you're doing it. Come see me. I'll put you on the transporter and beam you past them all. I don't care how long they've been in the business. I don't care how much college education they have. It has nothing to do with any of that. If they're debt slaves, they don't know. If you're young and finance is your thing, finance, taxes, accounting, business, come see me, and businesses will pay you what you're worth. I teach you what I teach you. Then you go to Apple and say, "Hey, Apple, I know capitalism is psychological." You're gonna be like, "Who told you that? Who you been talking to?" Say like you want to be an IRS agent. "Hey, IRS, yeah, I know capitalism is psychological. Who told you that? Where'd you learn that?" They'll hire you. You'll be the best IRS agent in the game. One of them. I'm not gonna say the best, but one of them. You'll be in a special department. Well, very few people are that even know. You're probably thinking, LJ, how could you even say that? Because it's true. If it's true, it's true. Now, the majority of deaths, like, oh my God, IRS is bad. Bad for they're the referees of the economy. What do you mean bad? Do you when you go to a football game and you see the referees on the field, do you say, oh, those referees are bad? You just know the referees. What do you if you say that out loud to somebody, hey man, that referee over there, he's a bad guy. They probably look at you like, why are you calling him a bad guy? What are you talking about? He's a referee. That's the same thing. Student loan debt keeps you thinking like that. It just does. One second here. I'm gonna put this thing up here because I'm about to get out of here soon. Let me see if there's gonna be any questions. Now I got to put this video with the other student loan debt videos. You guys, all you got to do, if you especially if you're new to the channel, there's a playlist that I titled student loan something debt something. Go in that playlist, go to the earliest one and listen to how I've been talking the whole entire time. I'm gonna say this to you guys, okay? You guys don't know. The currency is you. You are the currency. You have no money, none, zero, no profit. You guys have no equity in anything. You don't own nothing. Not even yourselves. How much does it cost to own you? Log into your online credit report, look up your total debt, and that's the price. That's how much it costs to own yourself. That's how much it costs. Doesn't matter what other debt slaves say. Don't listen to people in debt. Do not take financial advice from people in student loan debt. Don't do that. And you don't take investment advice from somebody that hasn't invested in themselves. Say like you come across, say like you can go to a professional investor. Okay. You guys think I'm lying, but go do it. Go to a professional investor and say, do you have student loan debt? If they say yes, you say to yourself, why would I take investment advice from you if you haven't invested in yourself? They're not gonna they're not gonna have an answer for you. They're gonna probably hang up on you because they don't know what you're talking about. They're debt slaves. They're debt slaves who are professional investors. That's it. Nothing more than that. Gotta go. Okay, Owen. We'll watch the rest later. LJ, have a good day. S&D family. Thank you, Omanike. All the free information LJ is giving. Debt slaves. Please hit that like button. Thank you, Omanike. Much appreciated. You guys want to be free? Man, I always thought I was free before. I'm more free than ever now. That I didn't even free to put it this way. When you're free, you're not scared to tell people what's on your mind, what you want, right? You're not nervous about it because it's one thing. This is how it is when you're free and you know who you are and you're not hurting anybody else and you know you're just not afraid to tell people, hey, this is what I want. This is what I like. This is what I don't like. because it doesn't matter how they feel about it. It's about you. Does it make you feel good? Yeah. Does it hurt any does whatever it is that make you feel good, does it hurt anybody outside of yourself? No, then it's okay. It's okay. It doesn't matter if another person likes it, dislikes, it doesn't matter. It's freedom. But first you got to do it physically, man. I'm telling you. First you got to do it physically. You got to get out of debt. No, I take that back. You can do it. You can do it mentally first, though. There's two ways to free yourself. There's two ways. You can either start physically or you can start mentally. You can free yourself both ways. It's up to you which way you want to start to owning yourself, but it got to start from one side or the other. It has to, because debt slaves, you guys are debt slaves and psychological debt slaves. You guys are both, because it really goes hand in hand. Honestly, it does. I don't know how to explain that part, but it does. Yeah, first you gotta this is the hardest step. Know you're a debt slave, then you gotta get out. Yeah, first the hardest step is to realize that you are a debt slave. And in SMD family, we call that becoming a conscious debt slave. Now, to hear somebody say, I know it's weird for a debt slave that doesn't know that they're a debt slave, to hear someone call themselves a conscious debt slave. Now that's probably weird out of they're like, what? Why would you call yourself a slave? But they're not listening to the word conscious, right? They just hear the word slave. All right. Well, I guess I'm going to wrap this up here. Another video for the student loan books. I'm looking for, also, I want to throw this out there too. I am looking for any kind of, and this is for the SMD family, anybody listening. I really want to get on dating channels. If you guys can put me out there to see if I can come on some dating type app, YouTube channels, because I got a really good spin on things now that my life has changed. So if somebody, you guys can put the word out there, hey, LJ wants to get on some kind of dating, this, da, 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 get me out there. I think this is what's going to be the segue for Savings Minus Debt to reach more people, the connection to more people via dating, pluses, minuses, and stuff like that, and SMD perspective of that. So if you guys can get that out there for me, uh, yes, it does. Here, hit that like button if you enjoyed the show. Uh, my email is savingsminusdebt@gmail.com. Cash App is SavingsMinusDebt. Hit that like button, please. Don't forget to subscribe if you enjoyed. Share with your friends. Hit that Discord server. I'm gonna copy that into the details. Let me get that right now, because he always gets the correct and I always don't. Oh, I can't even copy it. Okay. I'll just get it. Hey Nick, can you just email me that latest Discord link, please? Because I've been busy with other stuff, trying to get some things going happening. This week is gonna be a busy week for me, and I'm gonna do a special thing. Next week. I'm gonna do a special thing for you guys. You guys are gonna be surprised what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try to do a show. What's this week? Not this week, but it will be next week. Okay, so I'm gonna do some special shows. You guys will be on the lookout for that. Okay, some special Savings Minus Debt shows. All right, well, I'm gonna wrap it up. Thank you, Omanike. Appreciate it. All right. You guys have a wonderful day, rest of your day. All right, later.